Brothers in Arms, a Reverend Margot Quade cozy mystery novella, Book 6. Written by S.E. Biglow. Narrated by Stephanie Dillard. 1. A brisk late fall wind whipped down Main Street past Henderson Coffee. People milled about, clutching travel mugs and to-go cups tightly in their gloved fingers. It had been nearly 2 years since Margot had returned to Port Marie, and it was the very first time that she'd be marching in the Veterans Day Parade. The parade had been a joint effort between worship leaders and the town council. Margot still couldn't believe how much support they'd received for the idea. Port Marie wasn't known for big displays, not even for Thanksgiving or the 4th of July. This year, though, they'd decided to honor the service of all the town's veterans. They even had someone from the Korean War marching. Margot was standing on the front steps of the church studying the parade route. When footsteps echoed off the pavement in front of her, she looked up and broke out into a broad grin. Derek Nesbit stood at the bottom step with his wife, Catalina, by his side. Catalina carried a small child in a sling who gazed up at Margot with wide brown eyes and a mop of curly dark hair. "I didn't think you were going to make it," Margot said, setting the paper aside and wrapping Derek in a tight embrace. He smiled. "It's been long enough. Besides, I was born and raised in Port Marie. Why shouldn't I join the rest of you for this thing?" "I'm really glad you came," Margot said again, before turning to Catalina and their daughter. "It's good to see you too, Cat." "And under much happier circumstances," the other woman replied. Margot bent and waved at the girl. "And you must be Athena." Athena giggled and grabbed for the dog tags and cross that hung around Margot's neck. Margot beamed at her. "She's gotten so big. I remember when you sent me the birth announcement. She was such a little peanut then." "She's going to be a 1-year-old next month," Catalina said with a proud grin. "Time is just flying." Margot's phone beeped in her pocket, so she pulled it out to see a reminder she'd set for herself. Looking back up at the Nesbits, she said, "I hate to duck out, but we have to finalize the parade route, so I've got to meet with the town council and the other faith leaders. I'll see you at the parade in the morning." "Looking forward to it," Derek said. Margot was glad to know that her old comrade had finally gotten the help he needed. After losing his uncle almost 2 years ago, he'd uprooted his family to escape the stigma Warren's death had brought out in the small town. He and his wife were happy.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?